Bitcoin takes a beat down for the monthly candle close. Let's take a look here. Getting bearish. Now I see big red down at 107,003. Looks like we may go lower. Critical times for Bitcoin. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Let's break down what I see for Bitcoin here with the monthly and the weekly candle close every single Sunday night. I'm here banging the charts. Shout out to all you beautiful people. Thank you for jumping on in. We attempted a bottom call here on the daily tweezer bottom. Did not happen. Did not. All right. I knew the odds were low, but I went at it anyway because the last few times it was all right. Eventually, there will be a hit. One of those tweezer bottoms will hit. So it's like if I hit every single one of them, eventually I'll hit one of them. Most informative show and technical analysis on YouTube. Thank you so much for saying that. Shout out to my man Vincenzo Cala Robinson. God bless you. Thank you so much for coming to dinner. Amazing time to be alive. So it looks like Bitcoin is going further to the downside. And that's what it looked like this morning, right? When I went over the analysis, I was pretty bearish, wasn't I? But I was. It didn't look amazing for Bitcoin. It looked like it did, right? A horror movie there. So let's take a look. I said I stay long anyway because I'm stubborn. Well, let's take a look at what's happening here to Bitcoin. Oof. Lost the 200 moving average of the 15. Made a beautiful flag. Started to make you think that it was going to do the thing. Flag above the 200 moving average. I don't trade Sunday night anyway, so it's not like I was going hard. Bang. I took a trade bottom call. I went 1,000 for 5,000, so I'll either get knocked out for GR or I won't. We'll see what happens, but that's kind of that's what I did. And it is what it is, man. So, again, we still didn't take out the bottom, so that means I'm still in the trade because my stop loss is below the bottom here. But dang, Bitcoin taking a beat down. And you can almost see a head and shoulder pattern in here. Looks like it may want to go lower somewhere to here. And BOOKMAP also suggesting that we go a bit lower, so it doesn't look amazing here for Bitcoin. Below the point of control on the VRVP here on the 15-minute time frame. This is that big, you don't want to be losing the big red. Usually you can come on down to the value area low there at least. So Bitcoin, right off the bat, looking bearish the second we get here, beginning to dump the second we start the stream. Let's take a look. Let's get rid of the moving averages. As I say, remove the spaghetti. Let's take a look at that monthly close. And as I suggested, if that monthly candle closes like that, I suggest it to just begin to dump immediately as the monthly candle opens. Same with the weekly. I suggest both of these take a massive dump. That's just what's likely going to happen I've seen, this is nasty formation. So we just got a tweezer top on the monthly. I went over this many times, specifically once this turned red. And I told you that every single time Bitcoin 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, no, that was a lucky one. 8, right? And that would be number 9. So 1 out of 8, it dumps somewhere, somehow, it dumps. It could be a shoulder, a head, or right shoulder. This could be the end of the rally. We could see $53,000, $57,000 Bitcoin. People aren't ready for this idea. Everyone's being told it's never going to go down. It's up only. Thing is, so altcoins, is this the time to altcoins decouple from Bitcoin? Do we see something crazy that we've never seen? That's open. I'm open-minded to say that could be something we've never seen. I mean, it kind of in a way they already have. So could they Bitcoin pumped without them? Could altcoins pump without Bitcoin this time? Could they switch the story? It's a bit crazy to think, right? But it's possible. We take a look at the monthly on the Fibonacci, and the retracement takes you to $56,000 to $57,000, all the way to the known 786 takes you to $38,000 Bitcoin. So yes, rising wedges break down 68% of the time. If this candle dumps and you close the next month somewhere down on this, basically 0.2, the 0.226 fib, I mean, that's going to be a break of this. There was a chance the monthly was still inside of the rising wedge. Well, you could say that, we're still in the pattern. And maybe this one comes down, wicks back inside, and then we rip. And they save the pattern on the monthly. It's, so the monthly could still save the pattern. But if this candle closes bearish outside the pattern in 1 month from now, the end of September, it doesn't look good for BTC. It looks like it's going to come back down and double bottom and at least retest that, this area here, that 382, and this key area right here. So right now, the most bearish close the monthly could have given us, tweezer tops on the monthly, a double top on the weekly if you looked at it, bearish times. This does not look amazing. It may be a short season here the other way around. Like, could it's, And again, I would love to be wrong. I would love it to just do something crazy and the anomaly happen and have Bitcoin just rip. I'm just an old school guy going over the old school traditional TA, and this is what it's telling us. It is what it is. Not to be, So, to me, high odds now, your next monthly candle is red, and high odds that the monthly decides to dump back to where it began. So there's very high odds that we're headed back somewhere here on the monthly candle to about $82,000 BTC. All right. Sad to say. Is there a chance we stay above support? Possible. Right there, you could say there's a little monthly support right there, just a touch at 107. But the main area here is at about 101.9. 102,000. Sorry, so 102,480. I'll see when this candle opened. Yeah, 102,429. So there's some, 102.4. There's big monthly support there. We could bounce off 102.4, So right now for our monthly candle close for BTC, it doesn't look good. It's a bearish close. And to give it to you straight, it tells me that the next few months are going to be a rocky road for Bitcoin. And I don't see how we're going to go flying to the upside. Again, a lot of people will sell off that, and then we'll have some crazy reversal. We'll pump to the upside, and everything will change. And they'll be like, that's the guy that said it was bearish. There he is right there. Get him. He's the reason I sold it all. I will tell you, the TA tells us to sell it all. The probability tells us to sell it all. I did go over one time. This happened on the Dow Jones earlier today. Right here. You see? We had an extremely bearish month on the monthly, and we somehow still pumped up and made some gains. They weren't, and we were in a very similar position. We were in a rising wedge. So this is your hopium copium, all right? Like a real life scenario. We were overbought. For sure, the 21 and the 200 were somewhat far apart. And the Dow Jones, right? And that was not that long ago, April 2024. And we made a tweezer top on the monthly. Not as big as ours, though, with the beautiful wicks. Like, there was almost no wick there, which is a bit odd. Just a massive downside. Followed by a pump and a dump down. Look what they do to people. They dumped it. They went and got all the shorts. They dumped it and went and got all the longs. Then they pumped the price. Crazy. But it did break out of the rising wedge to the upside, which is nuts. And it did come back and retest the previous resistance as support. And I believe that's real time. I mean, that looks like the Dow Jones wants to continue to pump. They're going to continue to print the dollar, but Bitcoin's going to pump. None of this makes sense to me. They're going to print us to zero, right? Bitcoin is a halving, and it's a scarce asset. More people are buying it than ever, but ETFs are dumping it. Galaxy Digital just basically sold the top, right? It's so insane. That's why you just got to look at the charts, because nothing else will make sense but the charts. So this monthly candle is so bearish, I suggest that we just start to dump. And I don't see how we don't dump down to about 102,000 at least at the very moment in time. So I'm a bear on the monthly, and that is the monthly candle close, everybody. There you have it. And here we are with Bitcoin and the weekly candle close. That's it. That's all I got tonight. I'm like, honestly, the Bitcoin dumps got me like really, very concerned. I'm heavy into alts. I'm looking at some positions. I'm like, because all the other times we got high in the altcoins, Bitcoin was still trucking along. You see what I'm saying? The monthly, but we have some of the most bearish signs on the biggest time frames I've ever seen. We've been pumping for a year and a half now. It just tells me to be very, very careful here for Bitcoin. I am concerned. I am concerned for the bears. For the bulls. Did I slip up, right? Was that a fruition? I would love it. So here we are on the weekly. Let's take a look at our weekly candle close for Bitcoin. Absolutely nasty. And again, we told you in this candle close that was bearish for Bitcoin. I was still optimistic here that maybe we could make this symmetrical triangle. But then when I saw this too, I was like, that is nasty. I told everyone that is a horrible sign. You got two wicks, a divergence technically on the wicks. I mean, this is a bear. And it's, basically cat ears. And it played out just like cat ears is supposed to. To the downside, just like that. So I was bearish when I saw this. I was super bearish when I saw that. And I didn't want to be. I love Bitcoin. I'm a long proponent of Bitcoin, and I've been behind it for a long time. And I've been buying it for, day in and day out on the dips. And it's crazy to see that this went down. I mean, I would have seen it go from 39 down to 32, 33. Like, why would this pop up? Makes no sense to me. I don't know where they're getting the data. It was 39 yesterday, back to 46. I would have seen it way lower. They're trying to say that we're going to jump. I don't know. Or there's a divergence or something. Weird. So again, the weekly, 1, 2, 3 weekly closes red. That's like 3 white soldiers, 3 blood soldiers, right? Likely you'll continue in the direction. And look, it's an M pattern. You see the M there. It's just crazy, right? 2-week chart, extra bearish. Weekly, so bearish. So I would suggest that we continue to dump. I mean, we just closed below weekly support at 108,009, 109,000. Next area, a real big area of support is right here at about 104K. Right where these two candles closed, the high volume node, and then you drop through really to 100,008 and 96,000. And at that point, I suggest that this is the end of the bull run, because that's when we close trend. We break trend line. And if you break this trend, I just say that's it. I mean, you're making one higher low, and that's when you have to just exit the market, because then it's going to make a lower low. It may eventually bounce, but man, it could be a long time coming. So we get fed a lot of sauce, and a lot of people say a lot of things. I'm seeing people say, imagine selling now at the beginning of the biggest rally of your life, super cycle, all this craziness. And again, maybe it is, but I can't go on that. I'd rather be wrong about a super cycle. You see what I'm saying? Completely. I'd rather be wrong about a super cycle and right about and use my technical analysis that's had held me down for so long. So Bitcoin going lower. A massive short from the top is paying so insanely nicely right now, like just continuously each week. And I don't see how this week turns green. I just don't. I see us dumping further to the downside and testing the lows here. And really, I see us testing 100,000 and maybe even in 97. And I don't see how we can't dump. If we can dump this much in 3 weeks, I don't see how we can't dump, down to 83 anywhere in this. So some support down here too. So I've lost faith in the bullish trend because the trend's over, and I'm really good at technical, and I like technical analysis. It's taught me what's likely going to happen the whole time. Like, we could see this bearish. If you come to my channel, nasty, right? I was just starting to throw Hail Mary, say, hey, there's a chance we make this ascending triangle. I said that those odds are getting lower and lower. We got to close candles up. I said I'm open-minded. Anything could happen. But it's looking more bearish each time. So this looks like we're going further to the downside. There could be a bounce. There's some support here. There's some wicking. There could be a bounce in this area. And even if there's a bounce, like, it starts making me think if that's just the right shoulder. You see what I'm saying? So I am very concerned for the bulls and for the long, bigger picture for Bitcoin. It's sick. It's not here. You know, this doesn't work now. These ideas that I had before, all the projections of a rising wedge breaking out, they're out the window. Unless you break back inside here and we turn this into a bear trap somehow, and we end up back above this trend line. If we ever get a weekly candle back inside this trend line, I would long the heck out of it for the upside. That means the patterns, you can break a pattern as long as you get back inside, then I'll trade the pattern exactly the same way. So, hey, I would love this to be a bear trap, but they took the wind out my sail for sure. In my mind, I'm basically telling the world it looks like the bull run's a wrap. You know what I mean? So, 7.5 billion bit deal longs on Ethereum to 3,800. Yeah, exactly. Never know. We keep an open mind. Yeah, KRS, you're going to see a lot, bro. Only some, keep it real. Yeah, I got to start shorting this market. Yeah, so right now, the candle on the weekly, horrible. The candle on the monthly, absolutely disgusting. And they're both the most bearish candles you've ever seen in your life. They'll make you puke if you're a bull. And it is what it is. These are factual ideas. This, you know, if we were the other way, I would be like, oh, wow, we just broke out to the upside. We're on our way up. You know, we broke out. And I'd be bullish. And I'd be like, oh, we're looking for the right shoulder, you know? That's it. Can we break on out? Kind of cool here. You could say, oh, no, it's just a right shoulder. We're going to eventually break down here. Roll over, wick it, and then just roll over. It's a chance. I guess there's still a chance we could win, you know. So I'll pull a local fib here, which is between this wick here and this wick here. All right. And that puts us at the 618 golden pocket, which is where you would be getting a bit of a bounce. Right? Or the 786 possible. So there's a chance, but as I told you, maybe that's just the right shoulder too. Man, they got me bearish as heck. So, and I'm just reading the charts. Remember, I'm super bullish when the charts look great. People call me a perma bull. Then they call me a perma bear when, you know, and I'm just telling you what the charts are telling me. So the 5-day chart, I told you, looked absolutely bearish when it made a bearish engulfing candle here. Bearish engulfing candle. You're going to dump. You know what I'm saying? Like, nasty. The 3-day chart, a little bit of hope with that, but made a bearish engulfing candle. Next stop, no go, right? Further down. Also, as we get into the daily here, Adam and Eve double top, which we talked about many times. Looked like they may have defied it here, and we were going to get back to the pattern and rip. But no, that was a bearish retest on the daily. A beautiful one, too, is at that perfect entry for a short. And then they dumped it to the downside. Caught everybody off guard, a lot of people, right? And this has a measured move. Somewhere down to about 99,000, 100K. It says it goes to $100,000. So that's bearish. And when you're really bearish, falling wedges will break down, which is crazy, right? And they'll break down the base. So let me show you what would happen here. Basically, you would take this length here, and that would just be a straight dump down. And you'd lose out. Once you lose 100,000, this is a wrap. People are going to start selling like you wouldn't believe. It's going to be insane. And it's going to get nasty. And everyone's going to get really pissed. Alt season that never was. And they're going to throw the book at anybody that was promising things that aren't, you know what I mean? All I said was, I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance every single day. And I make sure to say that so you can't throw the book at me. I have no clue. You know, I'm just attempting to get some money out of the market. Even if we get a bounce, it's getting to the end of the cycle. Maybe one more lower high and one little higher high this last cycle. Ethan Soul going to rip up, open alt season up. Lifer showed on market update. It looks like they should, but I don't know, Crypto Billy. I hope so, man. Things look pretty strange right now. I have to be honest, everybody. I hope I'm wrong and we get some freaking boom. And out of nowhere, this just turns out. And we're in another zone somewhere. But right now, does not look likely to me. Right? Right now, it doesn't look likely. There's always a chance, you never know. All right. So let's take a look at our daily time frame. Our daily, very oversold on the stochastics. Attempting a curve, but still down in the dumpies, right? So it's still in the lower momentum area, that daily. That did the daily. And then oversold here too as well. And then in a bit of a falling wedge below the moving average here too as well on the RSI. Curving on the MACD. You'd expect to bounce here. But I played the double bottom here with a stop loss below these wicks. So I'm in a long here with stops right here. Right? I'm doing this. Attempting to win. And I mean, they're close. They're close to me now. They're on to me. But I'm not out yet. We'll see. But it doesn't look amazing. Can we get a bounce? Let's take a look at the smaller time frames and see what's happening right now. So right now, I became a bear. Hi, my name's Sam. I'm a perma bear. Nice to meet you. The bigger time frames are telling me there's some big downside coming. And we have to be ready for it. Yeah. This kind of looks like a head and shoulder, like a jiggity head and shoulder that's going to dump. About to cross that dotted line and just roll over. I see that about to take a tumble. Big resistance at 109,000 for Bitcoin. Eight hour. I mean, that looks bearish as heck. And the 4 hour looks absolutely disgusting. I'm sorry. I'm just being horrible, but like, it's a bear flag that's just going to dump in your face. It's already starting. And remember, we talked about I showed shorts today on the live stream. And they're in the money now, aren't they? So, anyone come to the live stream this morning and see the shorts that I put out? All right. Didn't the bigger time frame say we're going to rip too? And then that was a fake as well? I don't believe anything anymore. I usually agree with you, Crypto Lifer, but calling the bull run right now, that's just crazy. I'm sorry. I know you guys are in disbelief. When I do call the end of the run, right? Just like I called the bottom. All right. Nobody believed it when I called the bottom. They thought I was nuts. So I'm not saying this is the bottom, but one time when I'm like, I mean, the odds are high. You're not going to believe it. You're going to fight it with everything you have and think, no. Because there's no way you're going to want to believe it's over. It's never going to be over at the right time. It's always going to be over at the wrong time. So right now, the 4 hour, look at the stochastics RSI pointing to the downside, about to dump with a lower high. I see lower. That looks like you're going 103,200. That's your measured move. You can even extend it a little bit to the wick. That says you're going somewhere at $102,000 to test that monthly low. Rate cuts will be the dead cat bounce, and that'll be when people pile in. Maybe there'll be no rate cuts. It'll be a double whammy. I don't know what's going on. There's a chance we do get a reversal, and I'll be there. We'll have to get above the 1 hour 200 moving average for me to believe anything is possible at this point. Ever since we lost that 1 hour 200 and got that rejection right there, we've been in a dumb city to the downside. Couldn't even make it to the top of the channel, which is odd. 1 hour looks like, look, shoulder, head, right shoulder. It just looks absolutely, And look, that bearish retest there to the downside. And look, you can see the shoulder, head, right shoulder. I mean, it just looks so dumpy. Absolutely horrible. Once we take out this low, it's a wrap. If I somehow win my long, it'll be insane. Why am I still long? Because I'm nuts. Don't be me. All right. I'm holding long term in a way. Who cares? Dump it. We're going until Bitcoin goes below the 50 MA on the weekly. Yeah. People are losing their minds. I know. Rate cuts could signal weakness. Not always bullish cutting. Amen. Sam is just teaching us an important lesson. Pay attention. 100%, Ollie. I love you, man. Well, whoever figured that out is one of the smartest people in the room, Ollie, which is you. You're taking educational awareness from this video, which is the point of this. All right. September seasonality. I thought the U.S. government was going to buy. Yeah, right. So bear market bottom in 2026. Looks like it's coming. Yeah. Sam, remember when you said if it were the market maker, I would scare the pants out of everybody and set it to 97K? They might have heard you. Andrew Yurkovic, 101.4 3D point fib for retracement for Bitcoin. Possible area, man. God bless you. I like it. Some hopium for the crowd. Thank you. They're going to bring it as low as possible to shake out as many people as possible. Bye-bye, August. Well, September is also the worst month ever for Bitcoin. It's going to start absolutely, positively great. With just September 1st with the massive, just destructive dump all over us, right? If the bear starts here, it's over for crypto. Stable out and go on vacation. I know, right? Been in the cycle since 2017. People are always scared, yeah. It was written all over the wall. Renee was all there. He said it was bearish since day one. Renee should start like a podcast. I sold 122 times thanks to Sam's teachings. I sold 122 times. Hey, God bless you. If that's amazing, imagine what bad is to you. I know, right? Nothing is over with. I mean, it's pretty nasty. 107.6. Yeah. I mean, what happens is people see the TA and they don't want to believe the TA. They want to believe whatever they feel. So now here's the deal. We're pumping just like when we pump and I say wait for the 15. So just wait for the 15 and the 21 to connect. And when they do, that's going to be your next bear flag to get in. We could likely trade that. Now you just have to flip bearish and get... Now you have to get short squeezed out. You get what I mean? Like now it's like... Because the trend is completely flipped. If you can't see the trend now, it's you know. The only way I'm believing that anything is possible, 15-minute puts and tweezer bottoms here. And we get back above the 200 moving average and somehow, some way, this turns into a giant inverted and we get out of here. I mean, I'm open-minded. Bring it on. But right now I see a bear flag and a dump. If this is the bottom... It would be the craziest bottom fake I've ever seen in my life. I've never seen the bigger time frames look like that. I'm looking at it the same way. Nobody knows to tell further confirmation, but all we do know is that the weekly and the monthly close are bearish as hell. We can't unsee that. Exactly, 100%. See, I used to not see stuff like that. I used to be like, oh, and go on my merry way. But now, like, I look at the monthly and the weekly a lot. We looked at the monthly a lot the last few weeks. We were really kind of honed in on it even the last week, too. So there you go. Michael Saylor said he was buying more Bitcoin tomorrow. Every time that comes out, there's a dump. Funny. Nobody scares Billy or Sammy. It just doesn't happen. We got contingency plan on top of contingency. No fear. Ever. We already know the final score. It's called faith, 100%. I'm going to be here every single day grinding. And people are going to want to learn. And some people are going to lose. And some people are going to win. And it's going to be up and down. And that is what it is. That's the facts of life. And if I show up every day, no matter... The harder it gets, the harder I'll work. Bring it on, baby. You know what I mean? I've been through some tough times, and I'll go through tougher. And I never wanted it to be easy because, easy times never made me strong. They didn't build me into who I am today. So let's go. I'm programmed for it. Let's find out how let's see who's ready. Heck, this could be the bot. Let's take a look at the smaller time frames. Is the 1 minute getting above the 200? Are we getting flipped? So, beautiful bullish div here now on the 1 minute time frame. They're, again, attempting to dig in. But, come on now. A bit of an Adam and Eve double bottom there, too. You see it? There's your Adam and Eve right there, and it already played out, which is crazy. It went exact, it did the length from there to there, and it did it. So crazy, right? So we got an Adam and Eve. We got a bounce on 107.6. Could that be the bottom? Can I stay inside my trade? Can the daily candle hold? Imagine if I end up winning that trade, even though I looked at it like so bearishly, and somehow, some way I come out of it. I don't know. It would be crazy. Anything is possible, but that would be insanity. Can't stop, won't stop, never will, baby. Shout out to Vulcan MB. And here we go. You know what's crazy, too? You get to 100,000 subscribers on the channel, and you want everything to be perfect, but it's never going to be. Shout out to the 1,278 beautiful souls here on the live. 310 likes on a weekly candle close, a monthly candle close right now. People don't want to see what's happening. Obliterations and liquidations. Sam, can you look at the 2-month candle close too? Shout out to Cap. Let's take a look at the double candle here he's asking for. And there's my trade right there. Still open. Hasn't been stopped out yet. Still alive. You see what I'm saying? We're still alive if you took the trade. So shout out to anyone that's in the trade. We're pretty close to even. We're a little underwater. In at 1088, so it's not the worst in the world. It could be way worse. And maybe there's a chance here that you just never know, man. But right now, oh man. But you never know. You just never know. Someone wants to look at that 2-month chart. Let's take a look at the 2-month. The 2-month looks interesting, like it could dig in, though. Like it's got a wick. Could try to, it's like it started and could, maybe. But look at that huge wick there on the 2-month chart. But, the 2-month, you could say, is still inside the bigger pattern. And maybe we got to start looking at Bitcoin on really big time frames. Like, the monthly and the weekly are too small for us. Let me just get rid of my stuff here, but I don't want to delete it. So if you don't want to delete things, but you want to still see them, go here to that menu on the layers. Right-click them, hit create a group of drawings, and then bang, you have, So yeah, that looks, it looks like you could still break out of a rising wedge, or like it already did. Two-month chart looks a little bullish. I like what you're saying here. It's like maybe we could hold on to that, but it's also very beat up on the MACD. It's got a bearish divergence as well. You got bearish divergence on the 2-month chart. You see that? That swings down on the RSI. You did get to the shaded region, so maybe more, but wow. Blow off top to 185 somehow, some way. This isn't over yet. Rate cuts fire us up. There's some support on the 2-month chart. Let's take a look at where it is. Right there at 94, and there's we could say we're hanging on right there at 106,000. Like, not there. Right there. 107,000. Is that where that? Yeah, exactly. 107K. Hey, 107K could hold. There's a chance. So you're telling me there's a chance. Let's see what happens here. My TA has it so many lines, it looked like a... No. Last two Septembers were green. 2021 had a hurricane and a failed military pullout for American economies, plus full COVID lockdowns. Don't think it's the same as then. Bitcoin dumping with dominance dumping, and then a bounce on Bitcoin to make a lower high, to make alts make their all-time highs to end the cycle would be glorious. Michael Saylor about to look. Yeah. Bitcoin dominance is dropping though. Where is the so-called golden era? I'm not scared. I have faith. We have to dump to pump. Like it's hot. You guys are funny. I believe in you. So I am a bearer off the close, but I'm still in a long. Doesn't make any sense, right? The TA is horrible bearish. I'm just such an optimist. You know what I mean? And I believe that anything is possible, and I like what we're doing, man. Bitcoin getting back into action here. And I could get back to break even. I am underwater in a trade. I'm down. That's right, yeah. It's on weeks. It's got to be down $700 or something because I risked 1,000 and we're down pretty bad. 500, something like that. I haven't. I got to get my phone. I didn't log in this morning. Shame. I would like to go run and get my phone, but can I get my phone? Is that okay? No, right? You can't do that on a lot. So, it's just, to me, it's unacceptable behavior, you know? Entertaining a world. This is, it's funny. A lot of the shows on TV, they were nationally syndicated, right? Or, this is worldly syndicated. Like, this is around the world. You can watch this show around the world on demand, too. Once it's been done. Like, it's kind of, when you really think about entertainment now and where it was when I was a kid, I was like, and my parents used to watch a black and white TV. Like, there wasn't even a TV yet. There was one phone in the house. Somehow you could hear what your neighbors were saying. You all, like, shared a line. You would, like, call an operator and she would connect you. When my dad, in the 1940s and the 50s, when my dad had a phone, crazy, right? They got milk delivered in, like, an ice box. It was like, and things have changed so much, right? And you know what's funny, man? I'm going to say one thing, and I'm just going to leave it at that. But, like, and it's off topic a little bit. And who knows? But, like, I believe we never went to the moon, man. I just, and people probably think I'm nuts. And I'm going to leave it there. I'm not going to say it again. I'll say it one last time. I just don't think I think it was a scam. I think it was some type of sham, man. I think it's pretty obvious when something isn't right. And I don't know if we ever, I don't believe we went to the moon, man. I just don't. Call me crazy. They got to show me more proof, is what I'm saying. From what I've seen, it looks sketchy. How about that? I'll leave it at that. I don't know. I'm open-minded, but from what I've seen, I don't buy it. How's that? I'm still in between. Like, they got to show me. It's like I'm on a case and I don't know. Anyway, I'll move on. I know I'm not supposed to talk about this type of stuff. People will judge me. People will judge me, right? Tinfoil talk with Sammy Price, right? That's what you have to do when the market gets horrible. How about those Georgia Guidestones? What happened to those? Hey, that drum will get you off your seat, though, eh? So, Bitcoin, it's got to hit the 21. It's got to flag. It's got to somehow make some price action move here. Otherwise, it's just rolling over and continuing further to the downside. So, you know me. The bigger time frames look absolutely horrible. I would be waiting for the 15-minute to turn in, to make some type of bear flag of some type. I don't know exactly how. I'd give it a couple hours. So it's either going to V-shape recovery all the way back up at least to 109,000, which would be, it looks like it could because it was such a fast dump. Could be a really beautiful move back up, especially on a volatile Sunday. But for the most part, it was cat ears too. Look at that. It was beautiful cat ears. So crazy. And cat ears is a real pattern. You'll learn all the patterns with me if you hang out. You'll have fun. I'm telling you, bro, the 16-year chat. I'm with you there, Sammy. Yep. What proof? You're funny. Just the Smithsonian. Ask yourself, the graph really made it to the moon and back, right? I know, right? Comments went from positive to absolute experience. I got everyone's mind off of this insanity, right? And you know what it is, man? Remember this. I want everyone to listen to this. Your life is going to go by pretty fast. This is a dump. It seems like cause for crazy concern. People are bugging out. We're going to look around the market and see what the rest of the market is doing here, alt-wise. And we're going to just take a gander. So, also want to see if those NASDAQ futures starting to edge up. Are they reacting? Are they staying flat? Are they getting pounded further to the downside? All right. Seems like they're getting a bit of a bounce. So that looks like, interesting. I'm going to show you something about the NASDAQ that's got me bullish. That's got me bullish. Wow, we got a beautiful, hold on. I think we're going to see it's going to come, a notification here for a super chat. I think it comes in like 30 seconds after the fact. Or maybe it came in already and I missed it. But I'm pretty sure it's on the way. as I see it here. But shout out to that. When it comes, I want to make a point. When those balls hit the jar, there it is. Minnie Mouse donated $1.99. Thank you, Minnie Mouse. God bless you. We appreciate that. Super nice. Thank you. Thank you. Now, I was just joking, right? Because the guy gave $100. You're like, what about the $100? I thought it was funny. Congratulations on the 100,000 subscribers. What a blessing. Shout out to BTC Bill. Thank you so much for the $100, man. That's very, very nice of you. You didn't have to give, but you did. God bless you. It's one of the nicest things you've ever done, man. That will come back to you tenfold. And may God bless you. Thank you for everything. And you didn't have to give $100. That's very, very nice of you. So yeah, can we get this inverted head and shoulder to save the day here for Bitcoin? It's possible. I'm open-minded to it. Or does the 15-minute make a flag? I would watch the 15-minute. If in 2 hours from now we're in a bear flag, I'd short that puppy. If not, I'd keep the long that I got open. So I'm in a long, just so you know, if everybody wants to know, and I long the daily time frame. All right, what we can do is we can get back here and see the daily here, and then I can flip back on, I believe, the group here. And so I took this long right here. It's exactly the chart I used to post it. And I put my stop below the wick, so we'll see if I can hang out or if I'm going to get banged out of this trade. And only time will tell. Nobody knows for sure. All right. Amen. Musk already proved exactly. Be positive, Sammy. There's always a way. Hey, shout out to Pine Hills. No, whenever I post a bearish chart, like a rising wedge going up, it's the same as me posting a falling wedge going down. You know, honestly, this is a falling wedge. There's a chance it breaks out. I'll give you some wacky craziness. What if it's a slanted Adam and Eve? That is like this, you see? So hard to detect. And it ends up doing damage like this somehow, some way. I mean, that's, I'm being insane now, though. Like, you know what I mean? But, man, there's a chance this daily starts to kind of rip. And they go after this short so bad on a squeeze. The thing about this is this candle was so nasty, this red candle. And every time they've given us one of those, they've usually, there's so many shorts waiting to get liquidated right now. I just feel like a long is so, nobody has the guts to long right now. So if you're longing, like, you're in the minority. And if you're in the minority, usually you get to win. They only let a small amount of us win. So by probability, the long is in control right now. So, like, look at all the fear I built up. It looks horrible to me. I do this every day. It looks horrible. Some days it looks sideways. Some days it looks great. Some days it just looks a little bearish, right? Today's one of those days where it looks, it's one of the worst things I've ever seen. Like, it looks disgusting. It looks like we could go all the way to the daily 200 moving average right here. Like, this is why I'm starting to see price action come. Like, and maybe this high volume node but 104,000, 105 looks very likely to me for Bitcoin. Like, I'm expecting to get stopped out for sure. If I end up becoming a legend and I make like, 7 or 8 grand on the pump, I mean, that would be insane. It'll be so legit. And it could happen too. And that's why you're here too. I used to think, I'm here because, like, I'm a know-it-all and all that, but I'm just messing with you. No, but I'm here because people want to see what happens, man. It's a lot. It's reality TV. I'm an educator and I'll teach you the education. Sometimes I might go against the education. Sometimes I might have a trader instinct, or sometimes I might even get tricked by my own emotion. It might happen. I might think I'm there, but you know what I mean? We are all human. So people are watching me and I'm pretty spot on. I think I'm as spot on as a human can be, but I'm still going to make mistakes, which is sad. And these are facts, right? Hey, Sammy, Sunday, Sammy, can you take a look at Hype, please? Seems to have helped up decently. Yeah, Hype is just sitting in the flag. I looked at it today. Bitcoin looks like it's coming back strong. This daily candle could dig in here for a nice bottom and start to pump. Whoever had the guts to long there with the stop loss on the low may just be able to hang out. There's a chance I stay in there. Yeah. Sam, do you believe the earth is round? I believe the earth is... I believe I'm on a path towards the truth every single day of my life. And everything I've been told is Think about this. If you believe anything, we'll take, and it's just quickly off topic. I'm going to get right back to it. This guy just asked the super chat, and I want to answer it the best way I can because that's what I do. If you ask the super chat, I do it the same way. So he says, do you believe the earth is round? I'm not going to get too deep into it, but this is what I will tell you. I'm 42 years old. All right. I spent a lot of my days, in my youth, at bar rooms hanging out, outside in nature walks, flying drones with girls, you know what I mean? Like occupied, you know what I mean? So I'm just, and doing research, but I'm not saying I didn't research. My whole point is I didn't research space for 42 years. I just want to make that clear, right? I was doing a lot of other stuff. I did a little bit of research into space in my life. And I've been fed whatever my school gave me, which was pictures that I was supposed to see, that everyone wanted to see, right? And I've watched stuff online, which are pictures that I've been given, right? So anything that my tiny little brain, right, in my 42 years knows about the globe has been told to me, right? And I believed it. And I'll tell you what, though, everything I was told about money was a lie. Everything I was told about, C19 was a lie. And everything I was told about, like, how I was supposed to make it in the world and how school didn't teach me, was a lie. So, like, if I went on everything else, I would have to say that most of the things that I was probably told about space, are probably a lie. But I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm still on a mission to find out the truth. I have no clue, to be honest. I believe that what I've been shown for a long time was true. Just now this year am I starting to question my own reality, but you never know. You never know. It looks as such. We've been told that. But think everything I'm telling you is what I've been shown. You know what I mean? By someone who has more tech than me and has told me that I should listen to them. So yeah, I guess. I don't know. I think, isn't that a pretty scientific way to look at it? You're not that old, and for me to assume I know that much would be very pompous. You know what I mean? I'm still learning every single day, and I'm still finding out things about this universe that I never knew even possible. The daily's struggling now, looking like it just may not make it. Bear City here for Bitcoin. 1 minute's got to get a clean break back above the 200 moving average. Some type of pattern has to give here. Otherwise, that's double topping. A tweezer top back down and call it a day, right? And then further down. So, yeah. Yeah, you can literally watch a live video. Yeah. I used to think the earth was real. When you die, it's over. Come to find out, that was wrong, right? That death was real. When you die, it's over. Exactly. Have you seen the curve? Yeah. Anyway, I don't want to make this a whole debate about it because I don't know. And that's for another channel at another time. But it's the point of all this, you know what I want to say about all this? Whether you think it's round, whether you think it's flat, whatever you think, right? Whatever you think. And whether people laugh at you for either way. Okay? Our time on this place is limited. It is. That's a fact. And we all know someone that's not here anymore. So make the best of it I think this place is beautiful. All right. I think nature is gorgeous. I think the beach and the sand on my feet is awesome. I think jumping into the clear water of the Gulf is beautiful. And any water up in the Northeast, it's just beautiful. The beaches in the Northeast were pretty. The beaches, Rockaway was beautiful. I love going to Long Beach in Long Island. I love going to Venice Beach in California. I liked all the beaches oh my gosh. What a beautiful earth we live in, It's a gorgeous place. Topanga Canyon, the Grand Canyon, right? Letchworth State Park out there in western New York that a lot of people haven't seen. Absolutely beautiful place. There is so much to see. And you know what? I spend most of my time, instead of debating things that I don't clearly know, I spend most of my time enjoying this beautiful earth, riding my bike, being with my kids, hanging with my wife, and trading. And everything else, man, I believe it will come to me as I go. And I don't stress it too much, because we're only here for so long. And another thing I wanted to say is whether this is the beginning of a bearish market or we get some miraculous pump out of nowhere, right? What I will tell you is this too shall pass, right? And it will be 2, 3, 4 years from now. We'll be, time will be here. And it goes by so fast. I looked the other day, my daughter's now will turn 11 soon. That's insane. How old my children are becoming, and I remember when so cherish these days with your children. Cherish these days right now on the stream. Cherish every moment you have. Because before you know it, we will be older. I'll be 50 years old. 50 years old is not that far away in my life. And so, I'm not trying to free people out that are 50. But, when you're a young man, like I just was 28, then 30, then 40, it's like, dang, how was 50 not that far away? I was just in my late 20s. And before you know it, time just starts to fly by so fast. So I got into crypto in 2016, trading coins, little coins. Figured out Bitcoin by 2017. Next year, it'll be 10 years, and then one more year from there, 10 years since I bought Bitcoin. It's kind of crazy to me. 10 years ago. To do something for 10 years. Pretty insane, So. He said maybe Montauk or Jones, but not our NYC beaches. I don't know, man. Rockaway was beautiful. I liked Rockaway. I had no problems going there. And even up at the point there was pretty too. Breezy Point, man. Anyway, Bitcoin, some hope that you could get a flag here on the 1 minute. Could decimate the shorts here if we can crack the 200 moving average. Looks like we may have bottomed right there on this Sunday night dump at 107.6, but you never know. So I'm definitely more bearish than bullish, but there's a chance this is a complex inverted head and shoulder that could break us back to the upside here for Bitcoin. Watch the break above the 200 moving average. High risk is to enter now for a scalp. Low risk is to wait for us to break the 200 and then scalp later on. You'll get higher prices, but a lower risk. You do what makes you happy. I wouldn't do either. It's Sunday night. I've got a long I'm clinging to, hoping that I can somehow make it out alive. Ocean City, Maryland is nice. Yeah. Florida is my favorite U.S. state. Yeah, and we got Siesta Key, which is one of the most, rated one of the most number one beautiful beaches in the world, like a few times. Just saying, the white quartz sand doesn't get hot even when the sun gets extremely hot. That's what makes it nice. And then the air is sweet and nice breeze. And shout out to Love Lording. Life is truly amazing. God bless you. Diapers and bottles in the... Oh, my gosh. That's horrible to say. What was the last time you went to a zoo, Sammy? Zoos make me sad because a lot of them are unkept and they don't treat the animals right. You know what I'm saying? So I usually try to go, when I went to the last, I saw that, and then I went to a zoo, and it was so sad. The one in Boston, really, the lions were, tired and, lying there in the sun. It looked like they hadn't been fed, and they were super skinny. You could see their ribs. I was just like, what is going on? It looked horrible. There was something going on. It wasn't right. It really wasn't. There was something going on. Anyway. Yeah, it threw me off so bad. I really haven't been to a zoo since. There's a really good there's an aquarium here I like in Tampa. I did go to the Tampa Aquarium. And I still, a little sad for some of the animals, but I guess they looked clean and well kept. It was a nice place to be, so everyone seemed happy, and it was, rehabilitated animals is cool. Yeah. I saw Da Vinci at the zoo. You really did? Is that true? Petersburg Beach almost washed away. Shout out to Jamal Antonio. August is spring's weather for me. The crisp cold weather where it's 95 plus 100 humidity outside. Oh, man. It's hot here in Florida, but today was a little cooler than most. For whatever reason, we got a little bit of a reprieve from the hot weather. Yeah. Someone says, come to South Africa. The animals are well fed here and will eat you if you're out of line. They're not well fed. Or they are well fed? I don't know what it would make sense they're not well fed because they're hungry, so they would want to eat me, right? Yikes, you know what I mean? Don't feed the monkeys because then they'll eat everybody, Sam, save us, Daddy. Where is Ethereum and Bitcoin going? I broke it down pretty much and showed you how you could track it tonight. I would watch your 15-minute the most, really pretty close. But if you want to zero in on this 1 minute, there's hope that it could break out of this flag. That's your bullish chance. Otherwise, this will roll over. And it's likely going to roll over. I think the odds are we don't, but hey, you never know. You never know. You never know. Let's take a look at Ethereum and see how Ethereum is holding up in the melee here. So see, watch your 15-minute time frame. Watch this make a bear flag, which is more likely than anything else. And then dump back down somewhere here to about 106,005. That's what I'm looking at through the night. And we wake up tomorrow morning with a dump. Be great if we reverse and get the pump. And I'm showing you how it could happen. It would happen here in the 1 minute. So I'm basically giving you the keys to the city. Watch the 1 of the 15. That'll get you through the next 2 to 4 hours, and then you'll go from there. It'll be 1 or 2 in the morning, and then, you know, you'll be kind of, you'll have to go to bed, right? I mean, then you'll be able to feel, or maybe you're at work, or you have to eat lunch. Something will happen no matter where you are in the world, and you have to take at least an hour break from the chart. So we'll come back and reconvene. This is just like this beautiful herbal little bag of herbs you can get online. It's pretty nice. Clears out your nasals. It's like eucalyptus. So, yeah, already kind of started to collapse here, but you never know. It's the 1 minute, so you never know. And it is also, if I had no trade at all and I wasn't trying to catch the bottom or do anything nuts, I mean, I would not be day trading, swing trading. Just let the market find its way, and there's always going to be opportunity coming our way eventually. So you want to have capital. You don't want to give it away. So I sit on my hands here and stack my chips, keep my US tether on hand, and we're ready to rock. All right. Hope you and your family have a wonderful Sunday, Sammy. Thank you. God bless you. I feed all the birds and squirrels in my yard. Nice. Yeah. The monthly close was in the negative for August, 100%. Yeah. It was a nasty close. And look at shoulder, head, right shoulder. See how you can see that? Rolling over. Rolling over. And I'll take away these lines. So yeah, you're looking for a bear flag on the 15-minute if you want to trade bearishly tonight. And we're about to jump into Ethereum for a split second. Look at that one not giving you nothing. You know, if there was a chance, but I was showing you how it could have happened. It's the 1 minute, so you can't be. So look, Ethereum's doing exactly what Bitcoin's doing, and it's breaking to the downside. Ethereum looked like it was going to break down. Let's talk about that, though. And I've gone over Ethereum many, many times over and over again. You know, ETH. So, and you got to just look at it in depth again one more time. So one thing I don't love about ETH, all right, was the weekly. Overbought on the MACD. Okay. And for some reason, they changed the MACD up a little bit. So I'm going to have to redo my template there. There it is, nice and right. For some reason, mine doesn't come in right. I don't know what the heck's going on there. So anyway, you're overbought on the MACD. You're overbought on the RSI. You're overbought on the stochastics. You slap on the moving average. You're very far away from the 21-day. Very far away. However, you did get above this big resistance. So you think you're probably going to come down and retest. And you got resistance here. So it says Ethereum probably has to test 3860, 3850. Not saying it's going to, but it looks like it's going to take a few weeks. And then it could pump again. So to me, it almost seems like maybe Bitcoin does dump, go sideways, kick around. Maybe Bitcoin gets kicked around. It had so much liquidity in it. That liquidity had to leave and go into the alts. It wasn't going to go anywhere else in the world. They couldn't get it from the regular market. So they sold Bitcoin into altcoins. And, you know, it still says that it's going to take somewhere till like mid-August, though, or the beginning of August to even see some type of pump. Is a chance we go sideways and it doesn't happen this way? But whatever happens, it looks like we have like 4 to 5 weeks of sideways price action at the least before we can start to pump again. We're just way far from that 21-day moving average. When I look at the daily, I'm starting to see this consolidation. And it is a beautiful higher low right there. And I wouldn't be surprised. So it's like every time we were supposed to get the bounce, though, we haven't. It's been nuts. A little bit of bounce for ETH would be interesting here, just even back to the top of the pattern. See? I'm looking for ETH to bounce right there. Back to 47, go sideways, and then have a bigger pump later on. Solana still looking bullish to me too. Look, I still got this call for Solana in the trading group. I talked about it. I said, so strong. You can even enter that yen. There you go. And now it's almost a 5-to-1 risk-reward ratio. Pretty crazy. But it is high risk with what we're seeing. Solana. Keep them coming, everybody. You got super chats. Anything you want to ask, let me know, man. It feels good when you talk. I want to know what's happening with the group. I want to mix and mingle. Shout out to Shemzu, my man. God bless you. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Shout out to my man, Reliable J. Reliable J, I've been super busy, man. He's in town. I want to hang out with Reliable J, but I've been super busy, my man. 2 shows today, 3 kids. I also did not feel too good this morning. It's been a weird day. Yeah, I agree. Sideways until the 17th of October. First-ish. Yeah, that's the 17th October, yeah. And we have Def Token tomorrow. I wonder if that will be another... Oh, man. That DJI 6930, which I still hold, is in the dumpies at this point. Holding 13 billion market cap ain't bad, though. There's a chance. There is that. It's like, can it start to curve out of here? The bullish divvy, get that move. It looks nice right now. That's definitely where a lot of bottoms happen right there. Let's see. Thank you for the ask there. I've seen you in the chat. Shout out to all the super chats. Let me take a look to make sure we got them all. And the fan funding here. Michael Reinhardt says 7.5 billion of over-leveraged longs on Ethereum, 3,800. Interesting. Looks like we could definitely go down there. Go back to October, May, September, monthly. Amen. Never seen so many heads and shoulders, bear flags on Bitcoin. Agreed. Andrew Yurkovic, 101.4, 3-day. The 0.5 fib retracement. Amen. Sam, can you look at the 2-month candle close? We did. Thank you for saying that, Cap. Shonger, Alpha, call on Phantom. I'd rather look at it myself and then bring it up later. I'm all set. But thank you, Minnie Mouse. God bless you. And it deters people from like bringing up random coins. I think they'll pump. Happy Sunday, Sammy. Could you take a look at Hype, please? Let's take a look at Hype. It's a bigger coin. Doesn't have that same effect. And you can understand, Minnie. So thank you. If you're sour about it, then, you know, you don't understand, and then I there's nothing I can do, all right? So either you understand or you don't. All right? That's the beauty of having a channel. And so here you go. I like Hyperliquid making the higher low. And also with Hyperliquid's bullish, it tells me that Bitcoin's going to bounce. Sometimes, like, when I see something like that, I'm like, yeah, but you never know. Maybe Bitcoin rolls over and so does Hyperliquid. I just, you know, but after all this consolidation, I'm expecting a move somewhere to 67 here for Hyperliquid. And I've been in the long, I got in here in August. Yeah, August 20th. And then even started getting in at the beginning of August in the swing trade. So it's felt like a year. But it's only been a month, but it's felt like a year. I bought the dip on that nasty dip, and I bought Hyperliquid on the dip. 2 dips. I see Hyperliquid going higher to 67 over time. It's one of my calls. I've been watching it closely. It could be, you know, you never know, though. We could get a stop out. But so far, that's an aggressive entry on the bottom of the trend line for that pump. Back to the upside. I think we took a look at BOOKMAP, but if you look at BOOKMAP, it has big red lower saying we're going to 107,003, taking us down, down, down. Back above 108,000. Can Bitcoin hold its weight here? But struggling. And there's still some big red too above us, but the reddest in the closest area is at 107,300. We do have master big red there, a big red at 113.3, suggests we still might get a pump there to the upside as well. So it's not over just yet. There's some hope hanging around. We'll see. We will see. Okay. Moving, continuing. And Cap, thank you for the other ask question. There you go. We had some fun there. Hey, save us, Daddy. Where's Ethan Bitcoin? We've been looking at it. That's the point of the show. Rich's Eye slowly sending since your call. Get tower rewards for holding two. Thanks for that call, Sammy, and all your hard work. Shout out to Scottish Crypto. Thank you. We did look at Ridge's AI. We found Ridge's AI. You got in there too, which wasn't easy to do. So to the venture goes the spoils there. Let's look at Ridge's AI. We'll also look at Loopring. Wow, Loopring getting a huge pump out of nowhere out of nowhere on the daily. It did get tight though with tight moving averages. 21-day moving average. Bit of a cup with a handle. It's what I suggest. We got the pump. That looks bullish to me. I'd be looking for something like this in the 1 hour. Not just a breakout of this flag, but a bigger sideways consolidation. Yeah, I'd be looking for this here, something like this. If I was still privy, it looks hot. There may be some more coming. It's only hot. It's like the hottest thing tonight. So LRC possibly getting a bit of a move. And just Sunday night, I'm very wary. Wow, back to 108.2. Nice little pump for Bitcoin. Okay. Showing signs like it may want to play ball. It may want to get back in the good graces. It may want to say, yes, I can hang. I can bounce. I want to be with the big boys. I bought the bottom, which has never been wrong. Bought here is the bottom. Bought there is the bottom. And it eventually catches every bottom and then gets paid. So and this now, it will get paid at 115 now, the way it keeps buying and mitigating itself into the trade. Sam, if the Trump health rumors are true, could that lead to a black swan of something out? I don't listen to any of that. Sam, what regulation comes full throttle? Do you think that squeezes will still exist? Yeah. Yes, there will always be squeezes. They happen on the NASDAQ just like they happen on Bitcoin. And sometimes you'll see them happen simultaneously. It's the same squeeze. So 100%. If they're happening on the regulated NASDAQ, then they're happening on Bitcoin. Yeah. That question could be answered right there, right in front of you. But thank you so much for the super chats, everyone. That was awesome. $149 in chat revenue. You people are amazing here on a Sunday night. As Bitcoin shows signs of weakness here, but is hovering at 108,000. Chance we could still possibly hang on. Your 15-minute is your answer. I'm not going to tell you I know what's going to happen, but I can tell you how to find out for yourself. The 21 crosses the 200, touches price action. You're likely dumping further down. We play that to the upside all the time, so you can play it to the downside tonight. Otherwise, we get a V-shaped recovery right back up to 109, and then we find out where we stand tomorrow morning with an insane Monday. Let's kind of see what's happening for the week ahead, too, and get ourselves ready, because that's another thing that I like to do every single Sunday night. So the 31st, and we switch over to September 1st. Insane as the time changes, and here we are back to September. And June, July, and August went by. They were long months. There was a beautiful summer. Still 21 days left in summer. If you're up in the Northeast, really feel it up there. Here in Florida, you get kind of dystopian from it because we're so hot. It's just different. But you go through those seasons in the Northeast so beautifully well. Shout out to Tuesday, September 2nd. So tomorrow, Monday, nothing coming our way. Nothing in the U.S. Just bank holiday, actually. It's Labor Day, right? So we do have a bank holiday. Is the stock market closed tomorrow? I don't think so. Nah, futures are moving. Yeah, it's not. The stock market is not closed on Labor Day, right? All right, stock market holidays. President's Day, New Year's Day, Thanksgiving Day. Labor Day. It is there. Labor Day. Yeah, so the stock market is closed tomorrow. There you go. So that's going to affect Bitcoin. Usually acts pretty funny. He goes sideways and does nothing. And then you got the CME, which is probably closed too, right? It's weird, though. I see NASDAQ futures moving, which is bugging me out. How are they moving? So I guess futures are open, but the regular market is closed. So anyway, Labor Day, September 1st. The stock market's closed tomorrow. And so are banks. A lot of kids are out of school tomorrow, too. It's going to be an interesting day for the markets. If I look at NQ, though, it seems to be moving for whatever reason. Yeah, NQ's moving, see? 50s, 200, yeah. I mean, NQ's moving. So the future market is open for the NASDAQ. I see the NASDAQ beginning to get ready to pump. It's not showing the weakness Bitcoin's showing. I see sideways price action and a pump coming, but it says it's not coming till after the 17th. Look, right after the rate hike. Crazy, right? So that's Monday. We're kind of clear on Monday, but it is a bank holiday. That throws off. That usually turns Tuesday into false move Monday. It does. And it throws off the whole week when Monday is a banking holiday. I've seen it. So get ready for an odd week of trading, especially after what we've seen tonight in the liquidations on the weekend. So it's going to be nuts. But hey, a dump of the weekend, does that mean we're going to pump on the week? Instead of a pump of the weekend is a dump of the week? We might get a pump Tuesday, Wednesday, or Tuesday night. I would be honing in on Tuesday night for my night to trade. So tomorrow at 10 a.m. on Tuesday, we also have ISM manufacturing and manufacturing prices and PMI. Construction spending. That's going to throw a little wrench in the market there, especially since it's the first day when we get the actual market open. Wednesday, September 3rd, coming on in. We got Jolt's job opening in and nothing else. FOMC member Mussolini speaks. That's all right. Nothing crazy at the beginning, but Jolt's job opening at 10 a.m. So both days, Tuesday and Wednesday at 10 a.m., we get kind of red folder action. And we want to see, man, how many jobs are open. Right now, forecast 7.2, lower than the previous. Thursday, we have unemployment claims at 8:30. And we have non-farm at 8:15. ADP non-farm. So watch out for that. Both of those are going to rock the market. So at 8 o'clock, start getting ready for Thursday. And then Friday, we have average hourly earnings and non-farm unemployment and unemployment rate. So we have a lot coming our way. Monday off, which throws off Tuesday. Tuesday with the 10 o'clock, a 10 a.m. News drop, right? Data drop on us, which is going to be the manufacturing PMI and prices, right? And then Wednesday, we have Jolt's job opening dropped on us on 10. Thursday, we have the ADP non-farm unemployment. And then Friday, we have another, non-farm and unemployment, you know what I mean? Average hourly earnings and non-farm and unemployment at 8:30. So I would write all that. 8:30, and 10 a.m., 10 a.m. the whole week and Monday off. It's going to be hectic. If you're trading futures, you're kicking it with me. It's going to be a tough week. Get ready to hone on in and only take selective trades. Be very careful. We're going to battle the market together and we're going to find our way, but it's going to be interesting. So we're getting ready already. Now we can sleep on this so our minds are ready. We kind of already see the landscape of the week. We're not going to go in on, at Tuesday at 8:30 and open up a huge long for 100x leverage and find out we got absolutely liquidated because we didn't understand that there was a data drop coming. These data drops move the market like you've never seen. And now that Bitcoin's basically the NASDAQ, they move in tangent. Friday, we had, that it went up and down insanity. It's just been crazy. And I've seen wicks and movements and things you just never would believe. So you got to pay attention to this stuff. It moved the market. If anything, the market goes back to where it was, but it will move the market for that moment. So pay attention. Come here every single Sunday night to get your information and get ready to be ready for the week ahead. This is where this is a serious channel. We get ready for the week. We joke around. I have fun. But this is where we really get ready for the week ahead. Sam, when regulation comes full done, we answered all those questions. So everybody, I think it's kind of where we sit here. All coins look interesting. Are they getting decimated? Not too bad. They're actually not too bad on the hour. And on the day, they're not too bad. Compared to Bitcoin, it is a sea of red, though. And on the week, it is a sea of red as well. So it hasn't been amazing for altcoins by any means. And, And I'd wait for Bitcoin to settle to go too crazy. If we bounce, of course, most things will bounce, but you never know. Don't kick yourself when you miss some of these bounces. Just be ready for the next bigger move. All right? I wouldn't go crazy in alts. They're high risk right now, so be careful. I'm serious. Anyway, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as such. I'm going to end it here. Get a good night's sleep. It's Sunday night. Don't be leverage trading all night with your eyes bleeding. Get ready for Monday. Get ready for a clear mind. The less you trade, the better in most cases. People that overtrade end up losing more. So Be selective, and that will help you become selective. A selective person has a habitual habit of being selective. It's important. High standards for your trades. Just don't take any trade. Have a high standard for the trade you take. I can give you those high standards if you take the class. The last Saturday of every single month, I teach class. You can jump in right now if you just missed class. It's a great time to do it. Hit the QR code right here to find out more to class, right? Everybody, I love you. I appreciate you. I'll be back tomorrow to tell you more, to see what happened. I'm still in the long. Hey, only time will tell. I don't even want to show you. It's down like $700. So it's down. That's all you need to know. Don't worry. But I'll look at it in a little while. I'll go get my phone. I'll let my phone in another room. God bless you all. Thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. And if you came to the channel, then you're already doing the right